We want to talk about our young women and some of the things that they can do for themselves. A lot of the times we go through a lot of interviews, and mainly they are young women. And some of the things that we get to hear, some of them are coming from families that don't have. So a lot of them are also coming from families that are separated. You know, the father is somewhere, the mother is somewhere, and they have to do something for themselves. Sometimes you hear that they are going to Libya or Qatar or Saudi Arabia. A lot of the times, that's all the directions that they have. And if they watch TV, the things that we also tell them on TV. You know, so it's not that easy for a lot of our young women. And sometimes even when they are going to look for work, some of these guys would want to sleep with them before they give them any offer. Sometimes it's not even those with SHS. Sometimes the university people, and nobody does anything to these guys, you know. So, but if nobody does anything to them, a lot of these young girls, if they are aware, if they are equipped, they can do something wherever they are. So, thank you, Marie. So, what are some of the things that you think our young girls go through, and what are some of the things that you think we can do to at least create some kind of awareness?
Okay, thank you. I think financially they are not so strong, and so they are forced to follow friends or do things that are not wise. So any old man who comes in with a car, with money, it's so easy for them to follow, just to make sure they have something for themselves. Sometimes it's just clothing or something that is not so much important, but because of what they have seen on TV or they have seen friends using on themselves, they intend to follow the same kind of lifestyle in order to get those things for themselves.
Okay, so sometimes too they take boyfriends and they worry them with send them mobile money. Some of them they even come, they get the work, but they don't focus on the work because they think that some boy somewhere should take care of them. I think that most young girls should be told that you are as competent as the boy, and so take care of your finance. Stop calling boys and men to take care of you. Sometimes you're driving through town, you see a very beautiful girl, and she's stopping you for dropping. I'm like, do you know where the man is going? You don't even know him, you know. And if you're a woman, you don't ask for those because anything they can do to you. So a lot of the times I think that a lot of our girls are too nice, and I don't know if that is right.
I wouldn't say they are over nice or they are too nice. It may seem that they are over nice or too nice, but it's because of the information they have or have had throughout their life. In our culture, as a woman or as a girl, not much is expected of you.
Okay.
You are to depend on your husband or a man. So most of the times they unconsciously they also tend to ask for help from men or follow men as the normal thing that they have known.
Because that's what they will end up doing.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
the culture has made it so even at the workplace, you see two people, a man and a woman, receiving the same salary, but during lunchtime, you see the women or the girl asking for the man to pay, even though they have the same salary.
Yeah,
it's become something
because it's a woman.
Yes.
If I'm a woman, then a man must take care of me. I think that maybe if you're married and a man can take care of you, that's fine. But if you are independent, if you are single, you should be tough-minded that I should be independent until maybe I marry. And even if you marry, a lot of the times when they marry, they still have to take care of themselves anyway. So when you are waiting for a man, it becomes dangerous, especially when you meet any boy, you're asking for anything. Send me money, send me credit. Even when you are working, you are not taking it seriously because you are waiting for a man. Or a lot of the times they are waiting for some rich man somewhere to come and marry them. And the families also, a lot of the times, push them. Okay, so what do you have to add?
I think, as I said earlier, I think information is key. Most women don't think they have to be independent. Their lifestyle it's always asking people, even those that they are richer than. So they can even ask people that don't have money, as long as they accept that they are women, and so they should keep on asking. They will ask a man who has less money, still for credit, for all kind of things.
Okay.
So it's about women or girls believing in themselves that they are also important, and they can take care of themselves without necessarily depending on others.
Yeah, it's true, because sometimes you even see this graduate. They still keep on asking, come and take me to party, send me, let's go and eat at this place. Life is more important than that. What I would say is that a lot of these young girls must have plans for themselves.
Yeah.
If you have a father and mother who is there for you, no problem. If you don't have anybody, at least plan for the next 5-10 years of your life. You know, study about money. Take care of the little that you have. You don't have to live beyond if you don't have it. If you have it and you want to spray it, no problem. But a lot of the times, a lot of us don't have it. And once you don't have it, you must have a plan. If I'm taking 100 cedis a month, I must look at how I'm going to survive, you know, without selling whatever I have. Because eventually, selling gets to a point where you become pregnant without being prepared for it. And a lot of them have one child, two, you know, because they were not prepared for it, but because they didn't have anybody telling them, they didn't have anybody to help them, they end up following men, and they end up getting pregnant. And that also complicates a lot of them, their lives, especially those under SHS or SSS. They have gone through a lot of these difficulties where it's 20 years, 23, and they have one child somewhere, and there is no husband. And the mother, usually is the mother who is around. The father, you can't find him. So we have problem with our girls. How about the preachings that they preach to these young girls, where we condition them only for marriage?
Okay, I think for the preaching, I mean, that is from the church, obviously.
Yes, because we all go to church anyway.
They are conditioned for marriage just because the churches believe that once you are let's say 18, in order to stay away from fornication or to be pure, you have to marry just to be fine with God, to be at peace with God, or not to sin. So they are forced to marry without telling them what marriage is about, or giving them the understanding of what they are going to go through. So that is also another area where, because they are encouraged to marry so early, their brain might have not been developed.
Yes.
So they go into it, and sometimes 26, 28, when they have now understood what they have been into, then there's divorce. Because now they know what they should expect in life.
Yeah.
At that time, they don't have it.
Yeah.
They feel bad, they feel disappointed, and that is another issue in Ghana here now. A lot of divorce through such things.
Okay, I think that a lot of these people who push these young girls into marriages don't have high expectation of the girls. They don't think that the girls should become anything, you know. And so their best outlet is just to get a man, so that you'll be okay. And even when you see a lot of women who are doing fantastically well, who have done so much for themselves, they still want to ask them, where is your husband, or what? It's sometimes like, wow, you know. And if you look at the statistics, they are not that good in terms of what we're doing with the people that we have pushed them to marry. Because I think that if you're single and your temperature is 10 degrees Celsius, when you marry, it's 10 million degrees Celsius. It's heat that you're running into. So if there is something burning and you're running into it, you must be prepared for it. And a lot of them have no clue. You're already poor, struggling, then you go and marry another guy who's struggling. If he's not ambitious, and if you're not ambitious, you're going to go through problems all your life. You know, so
it's also, let me say this, it's also culture, because you know, sometimes they will even say Obato to ya. So no matter your achievement, they feel that once you're not married, you don't qualify to even be a woman.
Yeah.
And that puts a lot of pressure. So somebody is...
So how about those who have married and divorced? Because we have a lot of them around. How about those who have lost their husbands?
Surprisingly, nobody cares after you've married. Even if you have divorce, it doesn't go that far. That if you're not married.
Wow.
People even keep if there's a divorce, most people don't hear about it.
Yes,
sometimes
some of them even keep their name.
Of
they
course,
keep the
because
old name.
they really want it to be done in silence.
Wow.
But then once you're not married, they look at your finger and you don't have any ring.
Yeah.
Then you are not a complete human.
Wow. So it means that if you're a young girl, you have to really study and build yourself. There is nothing wrong.
To be tough.
Yes, you have to be tough. There's nothing wrong if you want to marry, but prepared for it. Be prepared for it, and then you have to be confident, as Marie said. Build your self-esteem, have your finances intact. Don't let anybody push you. If you're going to look for a job and the boss is asking you to sleep with him, you can walk off. You don't have to sleep with anybody to get a job somewhere. You know, if you are not comfortable in any situation, just say that no. We need a lot of these guys come from, you know, American orders, and the kind of things that they come to do to our girls sometimes is painful. Just because they think that if somebody is coming from these areas, it means that they have money. And a lot of the times they don't have money. The only thing that, because our culture makes us a bit nice, which is okay. Our women are very nice, welcoming, very sober, which is a good thing. They come here and they take that for granted. They take that as weakness. And so we have a lot of young girls who have been, you know, impregnated by these guys. And they go and they never, some of them are even married. They come, they lie to the girls. They sleep with them, they impregnate them, and they
leave them.
You know, so you have to be aware that don't think that somebody comes from anywhere because he has money. You have to first understand that you can create your own. If you have a job, do it well. Don't take the job for granted. Go early, come late. Anything expected of you, do it. Be honest, be hardworking. Sometimes you go to the market to see our mothers, how they have worked these things, you know. The women who cook to sell, get up early, they come late. That's how they have been able to be, you know, take care of themselves and their families. So you don't have to sell your beauty to any man. You know, just believe that you can do something. What do you have to say?
And I think what the